Let's do this thing.
You're nodding at me.
Yes.
Is it working?
It's working.
Let's do it. Okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, man.
Jody Mitic podcast numero
6.
Numero 60.
See.
I just burped in the microphone. I wonder how enjoyable that was.
Sure did. Bet you were going to get lots of
So we're going to try not to swear.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Neato.
Yeah. I feel like that's going to be a problem.
Could be.
It's a lot going on in the world. So for our listeners, we are at Greco Orleans, who are awesome enough to let us not only come here and record the Jody Mitic podcast, we have free access to the espresso machine.
Yeah.
We got to pay for the beans because we bring in the Firehouse coffee.
Firehouse.
Firehouse, the German way. Has it got a website yet?
No. Facebook page.
Page, Firehouse Coffee Roasters.
Correct.
Check it out. I just got my first pound of the 18 I ordered.
Yes.
Of
correct.
espresso beans.
Yeah.
Already half done. I think you gave that to me yesterday.
Was that yesterday?
Yeah. I might have been up till 4 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, well, probably.
Watching Netflix and wondering when I was going to fall asleep.
Of course, that makes sense.
So, yeah. Of course, we took our Nutrimind. But, again, do we know? Are they coming back?
Don't know. But
still don't know.
I saw somebody sent a tweet out to us like a couple weeks ago saying that they had ordered Nutrimind and it showed up in like 4 days. So I don't know what's going
Like
on.
Nutrimind.
Like Nutrimind, like the bottle you're looking at right now.
Is your friend like, is he not want you to have Nutrimind?
I don't
Why
know.
wouldn't he
Maybe-
tell you this is a possibility? Like, we could be...
Maybe he's saving it for himself. I don't know.
Well, if somebody ordered it and he sent it, clearly he's not saving it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem that way.
Is he afraid we'll just ask for it all for free?
Maybe. I don't know. I'll check back in with them and see.
Oh, hey, you know what?
This is super awesome.
That guy who we might want to get sponsored the show is supposed to call me.
Oh.
Or did he say in July? What did do you remember?
I don't
Anyway,
remember.
if he starts sponsoring the show, we will never go hungry again.
Amazing.
So, yeah, anyway, it is June 29th of the year 2016. And, man, it's been a long couple weeks.
Yeah.
We had to miss the last podcast. I apologize, guys. We are super busy at the city. You know, my real job is city councilor for Innes Ward in Ottawa. I got 40,000 residents that I answer to, and they are expecting a lot now because it's summertime, and I'm trying to deliver. I got meetings with the mayor. I got meetings with our federal representative. I got meetings with the provincial representative. I got committee. You know, I've been traveling for the book and then the Veterans Affairs stuff and then the Legion stuff. So, and last Wednesday, I just kind of, you know, hit a wall that because we were doing a community meeting about, oh boy, what did we do that about again? Anyway, we did a community meeting, and I think I texted you at like 10, and I was like, dude, I can't. I just can't. I've been up since 5.
Yeah, it just wasn't happening.
Yeah, so I was like, we'll just, you know, we'll put it off for a day, and then the next day I was like, I can't.
Yep.
I was just tired. And remember I was telling you I was getting decent amount of sleep, but I was waking up, I'm feeling hungover. Like,
yeah.
So guess what happened Friday night?
Tell me.
Anyone who follows me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I know you know the answer.
Yes.
Yeah, so went to an event Friday night for the Canadian Coalition of Firearms Rights, and came home a little late, no drinking, but it was a little late. And my left leg was just really bugging me. You know, I felt like it was bruised.
Right.
Which was kind of weird, but I thought maybe I had stepped on it too hard. It's just been in the socket too long. And the next morning, you know, my Alana says, well, is it another infection? Because I've already had a staph infection this year.
Right, that's
Because
right.
I have an open wound in the left leg. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a staph infection. Like staph infection, it's really painful, but it's like painful in the dermis.
Okay.
Like the skin and the muscle.
Yep.
This was more like just like a bone. It felt like the bone was a little bit over bruised. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
So kind of chilled Saturday, stayed off it. I wasn't supposed to be home. I was actually supposed to be at a shooting competition down in Brockville, of which I got a lot of gear donated to me from Tier Tactical, TYR. If you guys want good tactical gear, check out Tier, TYR on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. They're great guys. They got they have a factory here in Ottawa where they make the stuff. So a bunch of ex-Army guys run the place. And MD Charlton, the ones who I bought the infamous SIGs off that made the news. They gave me some bunch of ammo and some other gear. And then Colt Canada gave me a rifle to use. I kind of let a bunch of people down, and a buddy of mine drove down. So I was feeling bad about it, but I was like, man, I can't even put my leg on. So I chilled at home. The kids and the wife were gone because they were planning to be gone all day anyway and doing stuff because Jody wasn't going to be home.
Yep.
And so Alana calls me. She's like, how's your leg? And I'm like, well, it's no better, but it's no worse. So that's good. And then she gets home around 7 or 8. And about a half an hour before she gets home, suddenly the leg is swelling.
Right.
It was swelling all day anyway.
Yep.
And I was like, so it must be infected a little bit, I guess. It's not that bad. And of course, my doctor's not around on a Saturday.
Right, of course.
So I'm leaving messages, and I'm thinking, I could go to the walk-in clinic. And then I check. It closed at 3. And then, so Alana just before Alana gets home, and I got a new BFF on TV, by the way.
Tell me about
Ray
it.
Donovan. Have you heard of the show?
I've heard it. I've heard that name.
He's like a bag man in L.A. for lawyers and agents.
Okay.
And he's like a criminal, basically.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
a tough guy. Great show.
Okay.
I'm watching it on Crave TV.
I'm in.
Anyway. So I'm watching that, and then Alana gets home, and I'm just like, you know what? My leg is it's really bugging me, and now it's to the point where I can't even move it without it hurting.
Right.
So any stretching of the skin, the muscle. So she takes one look at it. She's like, yeah, get in the car. We're going to the hospital.
Right.
And so we drop the kids off at a friend's, and we head over to the hospital. I get in there, and I'm like, hey, guys, look. I already had a staph infection once this year. They gave me whatever for antibiotics.
Yep.
Pretty sure it's the exact same thing. We don't have to be here all night. It's not a big deal. Let's just get me out of here.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. So, and then it's the hospital attached to the rehab hospital, so they kind of have access to the records.
Right.
And so, I was in and out of there in about 2 hours, which is pretty good for emergency room.
For sure.
Got home, took my antibiotics, and tomorrow morning I'm going to go and get swabbed. So I've been off my legs since Saturday.
Right.
And today's Wednesday. This is probably the longest I've been off my legs on consistent manner in years.
Okay. Right.
And it's been years because the last time was when I had surgery on one of my legs and couldn't walk for 6 weeks. So this obviously is massively impacting Jody 3.0.
Yes.
So I've missed. I don't have any weights at home really. I have a Bowflex, the one that they say is on the space shuttle.
Okay.
So it doesn't have weights. It has the rubber bands inside the discs. It's kind of cool.
Right.
Kind of neat. When I lived alone, I had it in the living room.
Yep.
Because I lived alone.
Yeah, that's where
So
it would
who cares?
go. Of course.
And it's in the basement though with winter gear piled on top of it, right next to Alana's treadmill that we don't use either.
Coat rack.
And so I'm doing some body weight exercise. Texting with Luke today. I'm like, I'm doing push-ups and sit-ups and back arches, but other than that, not a lot I can do to target individual muscles.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, that's okay. Just keep eating right. And I'm eating pretty good. And, take your shakes, take your glutamine, take your vitamins. And, he's like, your size is good. We just got to get your definition down. So we got we'll have 19. He's like, you definitely won't be on stage if you push it and the infection gets worse.
Right. Yeah.
So, I know that. So touche. But yeah, this infection, usually they clear up in about 24 to 48 hours once the antibiotics start.
Right.
But because I had to wait a day to get antibiotics, or I waited a day.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's what it was because I've never seen my leg was like double how big it's supposed to be with swelling.
Yikes.
And
That's
it's Wednesday. It's still not completely down.
Right.
And so I was supposed to go in and get the leg looked at by my doctor on Monday. But I didn't. I just forgot, frankly. Because once it's feeling better, right, you just kind of...
Right. You're like, it's fine.
Because it goes from wicked painful. So I went to bed with it being super painful Saturday night. Woke up Sunday after taking just one dose of antibiotics before I went to bed.
Yeah.
It's like, it's still swollen, still hurts to touch, but it's not like throbbing anymore.
Right.
So you're like, you take the next antibiotics, you sit on the couch, you have your breakfast, you watch a little Ray Donovan.
Of course.
And then, it feels a little bit better.
You're like, hey, it's good.
And then Monday morning, Lana's running around because it's just her, really, because I'm in my wheelchair. So I'm like trying to make lunches for the kids, and I can't take them to school. So, Anyway, so tomorrow morning I'm going to go to the doctor and have them take a swab, make sure it's the right antibiotic for the infection.
Right, see what's going on in there.
And make sure it's not like worse than what I think it is.
Yeah.
And the terrible thing about antibiotics too, man, is like right now, like I slept a lot last night and I'm like, I've been tired all day. Like you just feel like garbage when you're on antibiotics.
Yeah.
I almost said the tish word, but
Right.
but we're not swearing.
That's right.
Our aim is to not have the little explicit.
Cuss free.
Yeah. I feel like we're not gonna make it.
Well, I vote.
Anyway.
I vote it's you.
There is a method to the
it's
madness, so there's a reason for this.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, we are drinking a little Firehouse black tonic.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a black tonic is, it is a tonic water with espresso poured over it on ice. And I know it's 10:30.
Nah,
I know it's 10:30 at
come
night,
on.
and I probably won't go to bed when I get home.
Nah,
even
go
though
to
I'm
bed.
tired.
For what?
So what was I just complaining about?
Everything.
Oh, yeah. So, but anyway, Monday night I went out to an event. What event was that now? Oh, some announcement at City Hall. Tuesday, I think I stayed home. Today, I stayed home, except for we had another community meeting about traffic in the area.
Well, yeah. You probably wouldn't been able to get anywhere anyway, right? With Obama.
Oh, and then, because hashtag thanks Obama.
Yeah.
Nobody can get anywhere in the city.
Yeah.
The whole city was like locked down because one dude flew in, and I'm like, I get it. He's POTUS or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
POTUS stands for President of the United States.
That's right. That's right.
You know how long I listened to POTUS radio on Sirius XM, and I was like, I don't understand. Like, as people of
Why are they calling this POTUS?
totally
That's a dumb name.
awesome situations, like, or
Which might be a
unusual
better name.
situations, or like I didn't know what it. And then one day I was like, it just occurred to me, I'm like, POTUS, President of the.
I don't think I ever heard that either till maybe a year or two ago.
Yeah, I don't know who
had
came
never
up
heard
with
of
it,
that.
but I bet you that guy walks around and like gets free drinks.
Oh, for sure.
Or tries to get free drinks. Be like, hey, yo, you know POTUS? Yo, I made that up.
I started that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Twitter came out, had to have it.
Yeah, of course.
People just throw shit at him probably though.
Yeah.
Oh, I just swore.
You did it. How long-
Explicit.
How much time did that take? 13 and a half minutes. Not bad.
It's long. Well, no, last time I went a good 40 minutes.
Right.
Remember I didn't start
yeah.
swearing till we were talking about that dickhead down in Orlando.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so anyway, POTUS is in town. So I had my staff stay out of downtown except for my guy who lives within walking distance of City Hall. And I sat on the couch, and my other assistant was at the office that's in my ward. And it was pretty good, man. One thing, and I even posted a picture on Instagram. It was like I was watching C.T. Fletcher on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I had my computer. I had my notebook. I had a big old cup of macchiato. And it's like, I'm like, one advantage to being stuck at home is C.T. Fletcher on loop.
Yep.
And all the espresso I want.
Oh, for sure. Best day
Because
ever.
I don't have an espresso machine in my office.
Right.
And I can't justify spending $600 when I already have one at home.
Yeah. For sure.
I think that's how much it was.
You have a fancy pants one. It's nice.
Yeah, I feel like mine was on sale for $800 actually.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's still not even that much for an espresso
right.
machine.
Yeah. They can get pretty wild, but yours is pretty slick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's for my house. I don't need no $10,000 espresso machine.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course.
I'd like one.
Sure.
If somebody wants to get me a $10,000 espresso machine, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah. No way. No way.
But anyway, allergies. This has been my worst year for allergies in like a decade, probably.
I hear a lot of people
A lot of
about
people have
it.
been saying that to me too.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't taken allergy meds for at least 5 years,
Right. Okay.
and I've been popping like the little tiny Actifed or whatever every morning.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And even then, it barely does anything.
Nasty stuff.
All right. So, so the president's in town. The president of Mexico's in town. A whole lot of stuff is happening that I probably don't care about.
Yeah.
I did read that we're going to let Mexicans travel without visas to Canada, which is a great idea because Mexico is basically in the middle of a civil war with drug lords.
Right.
So why would they want to go anywhere without a visa, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Why would a drug lord want to travel without a passport?
They probably just won't.
Yeah, that doesn't mean like we'll have any drug war come to Canada. Nah.
We're good. We're good on that.
There's not even that many Mexicans in Canada.
Right.
Not enough to cause any violence.
Sure.
I don't know, man. I just feel like it's like one of those like, what's the worst that could happen situations.
Yeah. And then, oh no.
Yeah. It'd be like, oh, don't worry. We know who all the drug lords are. We just won't let them on the plane.
Yeah.
You're right. No one can fake a passport.
Just like that.
Nobody could like just rig a passenger list.
No.
Oh, yeah. Just come on in. No visa required. Stamp you at the border.
Come on in. The water's fine. Yep.
I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. Yeah.
Ooh, I wanted to ask you about.
Sorry, I kind of got lost in another thought there.
It's all good. You were lost in my eyes, clearly. I wanted to ask you about the UFC because I wanted to go, but I was out of town doing me some fly fishing, and you were there.
Yeah. It was so long ago now. I don't want to say too much about it.
No.
Frankly,
I mean, we don't need to recap the fights. I'm talking about like what was like the atmosphere like.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, I'll say. A few people were a little upset that the air conditioning wasn't 100%.
Okay.
I wasn't one of them.
Right.
I was sweating away, just happy to be there.
Yeah.
But my spot, I guess, had a breeze,
Right.
and some people had no breeze.
Okay.
Apparently, one guy and his kid had to leave because the guy was claiming heat stroke, but, I mean, the doctor has to declare that.
Right. Sure.
But it was amazing, like, 10,000, 11,000 people when you count staff and all the fighters and that.
Right. Yeah.
Building's a hockey arena. They're not used to that many people, and usually there's ice.
Right.
Last time I was there, they
that
were
makes sense.
playing curling.
Right.
So there's no need to have air conditioning, right?
Yeah.
So apparently this is the AC unit was put in, and it's new. It's never been AC. That building has never had AC.
Right.
So this is all brand new, and so the unit wasn't up to 100% on its first time ever being turned on. Well, that's up to the venue to sort out. But other than that, amazing.
Big success.
Huge success.
That's great. So do you think
the last fight between Rory McDonald and Wonderboy Thompson, a bit of a dud.
Yeah?
But I expected that.
Okay.
I said 50-50. It's going to be a barn burner, or they're just going to neutralize each other.
Right.
Because they're both so good, right? We're talking about the number 1 and number 2 contenders here.
Yeah.
It's like one of those immovable object, unstoppable force things.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
It's not going to, Rory's last fight with Robbie Lawler was a barn burner.
Yep.
So is he going to have 2 barn burners in a row? I don't know if I was him, I was like, I don't like how my face felt after the last time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just be a little careful in this fight.
I'm going to try to keep my nose
I need
where
a win.
it is
He
on
needs
my
a win.
face. Yeah.
Or he needed a win. So now that's 2 in a row for him.
That's huge.
So no longer number 1 contender. He's going to have to fight his way back up the list.
Yep.
Wonder Boy Thompson, maybe one more fight gets a shot at the title. Maybe not. I don't know. That's up to the UFC, but
Super cool.
it was all right. But, and if anybody wants to see any more about it, Google it.
Yeah. Do you think like UFC will come back?
100%.
Yeah. Cool. Right on.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
great.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got a lot on my mind.
Yeah. So.
And I'm tired. Like, I'm still tired from the antibiotics and stuff, man.
Yeah. And just being in pain all day like tires out your body, right? Because it's like
Brutal.
working on the healing process, and there's
Well, that
always
and I'm
something
just
going
really
on.
bummed out that I'm not in the gym.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, like this 3.0 thing, I'm looking at pictures of guys online, and I know I'm like 19 weeks out, which sounds like a lot, but
Right.
that's nothing.
yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know if I can look like that in 19 weeks. Nick is pretty confident, but he says everybody looks terrible at 19 weeks. He's like,
Right.
I'm like, no, but I look real bad, in my opinion. He's like, you look fine, but he's the pro, so maybe.
Yeah.
But he's also the coach, so maybe he's just telling me what I need to hear.
follow the plan.
But I feel like a good coach should just be straight up. So, and I feel like Nick isn't the kind of guy to sugarcoat.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I talked to him about his Instagram and all that. He said he turned it all off.
Okay.
By
yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
he's rebuilding or something.
Okay.
I don't know. Him and his wife seem to be on this little like anti-bodybuilding kick, sort of.
Right. Okay.
Like his wife is doing what does she call it? The Bikini Rebellion.
Okay.
Because I guess she competed in bikini class before.
Right. Okay.
Or I forget. I can't remember what she competed in, but I guess like she's on like an anti like physique form, whatever. Like the
Okay.
bodybuilding.
Yep.
They're on a bit of an anti industry kick right now.
Right. Right.
It's kind of neat because
Okay.
she's like,
I dig it.
she still looks great.
Yeah.
But she's doing like, she's like, and she doesn't eat what she wants. But I've been looking at it. I've been keeping an eye on it. So she's just trying to like, I think, have a more positive outlook on body image.
Right. Yes.
Which,
yes.
They say if you bodybuild too much could lead to, what do you call it? Body dysmorphia.
Dysmorphia. Right. Yeah.
Which is that like what is that again?
Well, that's like when you don't have like the right perspective of what you actually see in the mirror, right? So you look in the mirror and then you see something that's totally not there. So
Right.
whether that's like some great big huge guy might think he's still too small, right? And he's 285 pounds, bone shredded,
Yeah.
like
Maybe
all
I
these
have
things.
dysmorphia then.
So it can be in all different. Well, I mean, like
See, the fact that you said
Most
no,
people-
you don't means that I probably do.
well, I mean, most people are overcritical as well, right?
Yeah, I can't help it.
So
If you're not overcritical with yourself, what are you doing?
yeah, well,
Like
that's part of it too.
you're the standard bearer.
Yeah, like you can't just like sit around like blow smoke up your own ass, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then,
it's true.
but then there's a balance with that stuff as well, right?
If anybody's noticing a little difference in the sound level, we're not using mic stands because I can't sit where we normally do, and so we're hand holding the we're not holding hands, but we're hand holding the microphones. Although we could hold hands.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I
I'm
mean,
not against it.
all right,
I mean,
we're
it's just you're way over there.
just a couple guys doing a podcast,
And
here.
we're alone.
Yeah. It's not weird.
Anyway, so UFC was awesome. You want to talk about? No, I don't want to talk about that. How about? So I saw this thing on Facebook on Task and Purpose
Yeah,
page.
yeah. That's right. You sent it to
And some private in the Army, which I love. This is one of the reasons why I love the Army so much. He wrote down he was going. He wanted to go away for the weekend.
me. Yep.
And whenever you fill out a leave pass, like they don't really care why you're going away, but they just need it's paperwork. So there's
Yeah.
like a why box.
Yep.
Canadian Army is the same, and this guy was American Army. And he said that says why, and he wrote, was it baby shower?
Baby shower. Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to a baby shower. And his sergeant or whoever, and this guy's awesome, wrote, real men don't go to baby showers.
yeah.
Which is true. I'm pretty sure it's not a girl thing.
I mean,
it's 2016,
I
so I
mean,
know.
not exclusively, but I think in the past, and I mean in the past, I mean like 10 years ago, you probably wouldn't be inviting men to a baby shower.
I've never been invited to a baby shower.
Right. Yeah.
I've been like, I've gone to them, and they're like, why are you here?
Right.
I'm just dropping off my girlfriend.
Hey, beat it, nerd.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah.
Go in the backyard with the men and
Yeah, that's right.
do man stuff.
Spit and swear.
So it's and so he submits a new one, and what did it say?
I have it. I have it here. It says, so instead of going to baby shower, he writes, going home to Appalachian Mountains to drink whiskey, wrestle bears, and shoot lots of guns. I also plan to grow out a beard, chop down 100 trees with my axe, and eat 10 pounds of thick-cut bacon with my wife, whom I plan to have lots of unprotected sex with because I'm a man, and that's just what we do. Period. Football. Period.
So whoever made him rewrite it is awesome.
Yes.
And he is even more awesome for rewriting it in that manner.
Absolutely. Approved.
Yeah.
Leave approved.
Yeah. Like, what commander would even argue with that? Be like, I don't care if it's all bullshit. Approve this.
You have to give it up to him for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I remember one time in school, I was in high school, and if we were late, we had to produce a note. And by this time, I forget what grade, it was like 11 or 12, but I could write my own notes, right? So I wrote that like I was late for first period because I was in Africa like hunting rhinos, right? and I hand it in and I run back to my desk, and then I hear the teacher laugh out loud and like takes the note and like winks at me and stashes it into the desk. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right? Just had to have
Thanks
the
for the
paperwork.
note.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So good.
So, I got to be honest. What do we have for time?
26 minutes.
No way.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Way. Yeah.
I'm already I'm crashing. Oh, my gosh. So, Daesh has struck again.
Yes. That is true.
How many people did they kill in Istanbul? Like 40?
The report that I pulled up, it was 36, but that was from yesterday, I think. So it could be higher now. It was 36 killed.
You know what's crazy about that?
Wounded.
From what I hear, it's gunfire and suicide vests.
Yes.
How does he only three guys?
3 guys took a taxi to the airport.
How do you only kill 36 people at an airport with guns and suicide vests?
Right.
That's awesome.
Right.
Apparently, like, the cops took down 2 of these guys before they did too much damage.
I'm not sure. I read that like
I got to be honest. I haven't had a chance to read up on everything, but it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So Turkey is like one of the like rumors is that they support Daesh sort of somehow.
Okay.
In a way.
Right.
And that region is so messed up as far as lines and tribes and religion, and like it's all just a big blur, like really what's going on, right?
Yep.
Like they're all Muslim, but they're not all the same Muslim. It's, you know, it's like the Catholic Church, right? It has all its different branches.
Right, sure.
And it's tribal as much as it's religious.
Right. Yep.
So you might be Muslim, let's say, I don't know. You might be Shia Muslim, but you're not this tribe of Shia Muslim.
Okay, yeah.
So that tribe of Shia Muslim and you don't get along.
Yep.
And you're on that side of one line and they're on this side. And then those of you that are in the middle are kind of stuck.
Right.
Right? So Turkey might be working with a tribe that has gone to Daesh, but they've been traditional allies along the border of Syria.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
we don't really know.
No, we
Right?
don't.
And there's no real, like, way to say, like, well, yeah, we've sent a few guys to fight with Daesh, but we're still with you guys. Don't worry, Turkey. We're still buddies.
Yeah.
We're still going to keep the Kurds away, and the Kurds are fighting Daesh, but they're sworn enemies of Turkey.
Right, okay.
Because of the border clashes, and they fight all the time. The PKG, the PGP. Oh, I know this. Anyway, the same guys we're supporting in the fight against Daesh
Right.
are actually considered rebels in Turkey.
Okay. Aha.
Huh?
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Definitely.
Turkey's a huge NATO member. I
Right.
think they have the second or third largest military in NATO.
Is that right?
After the United States and Britain.
Wow. Okay.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Turkey, though, Turkey shot down a Russian plane.
That's
They
right.
shot down Syrian helicopters when they were still supposedly buddies with Syria.
Okay. They're not messing around.
They don't mess around.
Yeah.
So I'm like wondering what the reaction is going to be within Turkey to this.
Right.
If this is proven to be Daesh.
Right. Yeah.
Daesh,
Yeah,
if you don't
'cause
know,
it's-
is what I call ISIS. That's what you should call ISIS because it's like an insult to them.
Right.
But, yeah, like, I don't know, like, Turkey's reaction could be fire it up and
Right.
let's march.
Yeah, in the thing that I read, the report said, I forget like the leader's name, and I don't know of which group, but it was like on Turkey side that they were not taking it lightly, and that they were like, it sounded like they were like lacing up their boots, getting ready to rock, you know. So,
Well, this is where it gets dicey, because Russia and NATO are kind of in a shoving match in Europe, in the
Right.
Ukraine. Still, that war is still happening. The Ukrainian civil war.
even
there.
though we don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, it's down to like daily, like little skirmishes, and like
Okay.
there's not like, for the size of the country, you would think that there'd be more reports because it's not that big a country.
Right.
So you'd expect to hear more of the fighting. But same with Syria. Like Syria's not a huge country, but every day there's massive battles, and you don't, we
Right.
see like clips of it on YouTube, but
Yeah.
there's no like ground taken here, ground lost there, and you wonder.
Right.
It's been, I think, 5 years or 4 years since the civil war started in Syria,
Yeah.
and they're still going.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah. Incredible.
there's not that many. Like, I mean, I shouldn't say that many. I mean, there's a couple million Syrians.
Right.
That's the city of Toronto.
Yeah.
Like, you'd think like
Wow.
just eventually one side would be like, that's enough.
Yeah.
But when you get fighters, I guess, coming in from all over the world for both sides.
Yeah.
And you would think like somebody would have taken out Assad by now,
Right.
the president of Syria.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He must just like sit in a like bomb-proof bunker all day,
Just waiting
and
it
only
out.
eat food that like somebody else has chewed on and then spit back into a plate.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know, like how you not get poisoned or blown up.
For sure. For sure.
So, but anyway, yeah, like because they did this in Brussels,
Yep.
right? We
Correct.
had this loser in Orlando who claims he was Daesh, but really wasn't. But Daesh will take him because he's a psycho.
Right. Yeah.
And we had the guy in Parliament Hill. Luckily, only killed one, shot one other. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. My big worry about this stuff is if they keep hitting transportation hubs like airports, and they will. They're gonna. And airports have always been a target. Train stations, anything. Ports back
Yep.
in the way back in the day. Those are always targets for terrorism or intimidation
Yep.
to get your way because it's somewhere everybody needs.
Yes.
So there's always going to be lots of people, and then even though you might hurt or kill a lot of people that are there at the moment, the next day there's going to be a lot more people that need to use it again.
Right.
Regardless.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, it sucks what happened yesterday, but I still have a flight today.
Yeah.
So I got to go somewhere. So you shut down an airport for a week or two with a big attack. That's a huge impact these
Yeah.
days.
That's right. That's right.
And in Istanbul and like Turkey's a huge tourist destination. It's the, it used to be Constantinople
Right. Yep.
back in the day. So it's considered the gateway between East and West.
Right.
So there's always people going in and out of there. It was the capital of the Western Rome,
Right.
or not Rome. The Roman Empire. There was like the two capitals, Rome and Constantinople.
Right.
And even after Rome and Italy fell, Constantinople was still the Roman Empire for a good, I don't know, I think another 1,000 years maybe.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I'm a history geek, but I don't know exact dates. So, there's a lot of history there, and there's a lot of division of religion, a lot of tribal division or ethnic or race or whatever you want to call it. And not division as in they're divided, but there's a lot of different groups there.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of different interests. So now that these guys, Daesh, have moved into Istanbul, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Right.
And I haven't seen anything, but if it turns out that it wasn't Daesh and it was some crazy people from, say, the Kurdish side,
Right.
that's not good.
Things are going to get wild.
Well, yeah. Well, like Turkey, Iraq, Iran, and Syria are the countries, I believe, where Kurdistan would be if they were to establish it.
Right. Okay.
And none of those countries want the Kurds to have their own country.
Aha.
They're like a stateless people right now.
Right.
Sort of. They have their own, what do they call it, self-governed region? I should know more about this, but hey, man, I have a life, so I don't know everything.
It's so hard to like stay up on everything.
Yeah.
That's
If
going
I was
on
still
and keep
active
it all
Army, I
straight.
probably would
Well,
know all this stuff.
Right.
But I'm not active Army anymore, so I keep an eye on it, but I don't know everything. But yeah, so none of these countries have any interest in seeing the Kurds get their own country.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't.
Yeah.
It's one of those traditional things, it's a lot of it is racism.
Right.
They're not worthy of their own country.
Right.
This is going back 10,000 years in that area, right?
It's just the way it's been.
Just the way they've always thought, and it's the way it's always going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just sitting back. I'm waiting to see what happens because Turkey can go one way or another.
Yeah.
And probably the rest of NATO is like, chill, dude.
Whoa,
nothing crazy. But at the same time, like, I wonder what they might do. Because if they go into Syria,
Yep.
Russia's going to say no bueno.
Right.
Because that's NATO,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Turkey is NATO. And if Turkey says we're going to Syria and Russia attacks it,
Yeah.
well, that's Russia attacking a NATO member.
Yikes.
NATO shares a huge border with Russia. Like, somebody's playing a big game of chess.
Yeah.
And, But the crazy cool thing is that it's still the safest time to be a human ever in history.
That's true.
You're less likely to be hurt by a human now than at any other time in history.
Amazing.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Seems weird.
Do you have a coach's corner for us today?
Yeah. Yeah, I do actually.
And go.
So let's see here. I'm gonna pull it up.
I didn't realize you had to use your phone. So
Yeah, no,
I'll
no,
kill
no.
a little bit of time.
No,
as
I've got
Luke
it right
Rowan
here.
pulls out his notes. You got your notes?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So Scott sent us a question, and I'll read it out here. It says, "Hey Jody, loving the podcast over the pond here in the UK. Question for you: I've just started working out and watching my food intake. He says I'm obsessed, and having family saying it's all I talk about and do nowadays. It's a huge lifestyle change for me, and I've gone in with 100% effort." Says, can you guys relate to this situation? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So I was thinking about this, and I can definitely relate to that people saying, oh, like you're too obsessed with it, or like you're too strict with
I wonder if
like
he's
food
saying
or
like
working out.
Yeah. I not to interrupt you, I'll let you keep going, but one thing I've noticed is people say, come on, have a piece of cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, hey,
Yep.
are you going to talk about anything besides your bench press?
Yep.
And it's like, well, why? It's what I really want to talk about right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, carry on.
And like I believe like you need some of that to be strict or to be like obsessed. Especially, it sounds like he's right at the start of it too. Like to like really jump in to get those results. And for me, if I'm being really strict, like I find it like fuels me to be that disciplined. Especially if it's something that other people aren't willing to do. Right?
Yeah, well, but it's also, I think a lot of people get, they kind of, I don't know, like I've heard like, oh, you think you're better than us now? And
Right.
I'm like, well, no, I'm just working out.
Yeah. And
It's just lifting heavy things and putting them down again and eating food that I don't
that's right.
normally eat. Like, it's not a big deal.
So
It's
what
got nothing to do with you, frankly, is what I guess I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know why you're making this about you there, fella, as you shove cake in your mouth.
Yeah, no.
But hey, that's your decision. I'm not going to,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Come on, have a protein shake.
do
What are you
it.
too good for us?
Yeah.
Quit eating that cake.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So like what I think really goes on with a lot of that, improving your health is obviously great. And I'm sure that his family like supports him in that, but they may feel like he's leaving them behind kind of on this journey, right?
I can agree with that.
Yeah. And that like he'll improve where like his health is and how he feels about himself, and then he may not need them, right? They'll feel like they're being dropped off, and that's scary for them, right?
I'm eating a protein bar, but or he won't want to do the things I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like go for all you can eat buffet.
Yep.
Or go to the movies and have a tub of popcorn and a huge Coke.
Yeah, for sure. And I find that in addition to that, If someone like if he's taking like more time for himself now, whether it's to go to the gym or he's spending more time cooking food or he's hanging out with other people, they could feel like resentful of that, because it's something that they don't have. If like his family isn't making time for themselves, right? Like my suggestion for that would be, and I've done this myself, is you can like help them find something that they can do for themselves, that they can feel good about, that they can be passionate about, right?
I know this is Coach's Corner. My counter to that, though, Coach.
Go on.
It's not my problem.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what, man? I've tried that. You get a buddy. Hey, man, I see you're going to the gym all the time. Yeah, cool. You want to join me? Yeah, all right. Monday, 4 o'clock. Okay, we'll call it the 4 o'clock Monday crew.
Yep.
Guess how many times that happened? Once.
Yeah.
Then you're chasing them down. Hey, where you at? It's Monday. It's 4 o'clock. I'm at the gym. Okay, cool. I guess, work got in the way. I just put it in my calendar that I was going to be there, and my calendar, my schedule's shitty too, but I'm here. So anyway, yeah, cool, man. I'll call you, talk to you later.
Yep.
Same with, with family notices or like, hey, what are you eating or this or that? Like, can we just have pizza? Like, hey, yeah, cool, man. You can have whatever you want.
Yep.
But I'm not I'm trying to fix myself. I'm not going to waste any time. I shouldn't say waste. Yeah, I'd say, you know what? If you're not like in peak physical form and optimal health already, you're expending energy on somebody else when you should be concentrating 100% on yourself.
True.
In my opinion, I know a lot of people that get these leeches that attach onto them, like, oh, I want to go to yoga or I want to do this, and then you're chasing them down. And like, even, you know what? If you weren't my trainer when I first started working out again, I was that guy to you.
Right.
If we were just like gym buddies,
yep,
I'd be the guy at 5 a.m. calling you and be like, dog, I'm still in bed. Can't make it. Or, hey, come pick me up in half an hour.
Yeah.
Like, what? No, man, I want to go work out. See you later.
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
Once you're like in the zone, or if you're mentally ready to go and get it, or just to fix yourself, whatever your goal is, like, hey, man, get on or get out of the way.
Yep.
Get on board. But I'm not coming. I'm done, man. I'm almost 40. I don't have time anymore.
Yeah.
I got to get this done. I got to get to the gym. I got to get home. I got to take the kids to school. Got to get to work.
Yeah.
I don't have time to be waiting around 5, 10, 15 minutes for someone as they decide if they're going to take their life into their own hands today.
That's right. That's right.
So
True.
My only counter to that, man, I'm not trying to ruin your Coach's Corner, but I'm trying to say, in my opinion, I would never advise someone to waste their time on somebody who's getting in their way.
Yeah.
I like I said, I had someone, whoa, what are you better than us now? You're not drinking? I was like, no, man, I just don't want to drink. Cool.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
If you don't, we don't have to hang out if you don't like it.
People take it too personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but Nick Warren, he's like, oh yeah, people are gonna make comments, and people do, and I think a lot of the people don't mean any harm. I think they're just trying to make a joke.
Right. But
at the same time, like, you ever had anyone like comment on how much money you make or don't make or something?
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that comment?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I give like keynote speeches.
Yep.
I remember coming home from one of my first ones ever. I think I made like a couple $1,000.
Right.
And on paper you could say it's like $2,000 for 45 minutes work.
Right.
But really, to get to that hour or 45 minutes where I talk, I'd get blown up. I was this age. I had to put together a presentation. I had to travel, hotel, do the presentation, smile and wave to everybody, take pictures, get all the way home.
That's right. That's right.
I walk in the house after all that, and this guy says, I never met anybody who made $2,000 an hour before.
Right.
I'm like, okay, man.
Yeah.
What's the point of that comment?
For sure.
Like, what do you... Like, I was like, what? What are you doing in my house?
Yeah.
We're not friends anymore, but...
Yeah.
I was like...
Clearly.
I don't know what I mean. Like, or you have somebody else that says, oh, $20 an hour, that's all you make?
Right. Yep. Okay.
Unless you're going to support me to help me get a raise, like, what's the point of that comment?
Yeah. For
Dick?
sure. For sure.
To me, like, that's... So anyway, that's what I mean. Like, some people, I don't think they mean it in a negative way. They're just maybe trying to like be that person that says the joke everyone's heard 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, like you said, are threatened almost.
Yeah.
But to take the time to say, hey, well, here's a workout you can do, but even just Jody 3.0, and it's awesome. I've had people emailing me. I had one guy, I was going to put his story up online, and if he's listening, dude, email me because I haven't heard from you. I haven't checked all the emails on the Facebook page for about a week either, though, but he was sending me updates almost daily.
Right
Like,
on.
I did this today. I did that today.
Yep.
And he just kind of fell off.
Okay.
So it's because, I don't know, did I not respond to him
Right.
enough? I was like, well, hey, man, I'm trying to get in shape, and I loved it. I was like, dude, this is awesome. I'm going to post this, and
Yep.
and then we'll track you. And maybe I fell off, but still keep emailing me or keep sending messages on the Facebook page.
For sure.
But I'm no expert, and so I'm going to stop talking because it's your coach's corner. But Luke, in my opinion, if somebody is getting in the way of your shit, you just sidestep them.
Yeah. And there comes a point where that's where it may have to be like what I was boiling all this down to.
Did I take a little bit of your thunder?
Maybe a little bit.
You should stop me.
But anyways,
Man, this is a two-way street. Just don't try and tell me what to do. I'll take away your microphone. It's called the Jody Mitic podcast, all right? I can rant.
how dare you? That train was coming down the tracks and there was no stopping it. But what I was getting down to was that if you're going to be part of taking care of anybody else, you have to take care of yourself first. Right? And you have to put yourself first, or else you're not going to be able to help these other people.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the energy to do it, or eventually you're going to resent it. You can fake it for a certain amount of time, but if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help others anyway.
And you know what? I should. This isn't a preface because it's at the end, but I should preface what I was saying by saying, I'm not saying don't support each other, but
Yep.
Don't let people leech off what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Hey man, we're all super busy. We all wish there was 36 hours in a day and 9 days in a week. If your buddy wants to come to the gym with you, awesome, dope, amazing, sweet. Hey man, who doesn't want a nice gym partner?
Yep.
But at the same time, if you notice your buddy is in the gym, he stands at the water fountain all day when you're supposed to be spotting you on the bench, and this, you got to make a decision.
Yeah.
You just got to move on. And because people support us online and stuff, and that's awesome. People will tweet us now. Just got back from a 10K run. Just bench press 200 pounds. Awesome, and we like it and we support them. But man, if you showed up at my gym, you could be the biggest Jody Mitic fan ever, and you're getting in the way of my workout. I'm gonna just be like, hey, dog.
Yep.
Headphones on, hat down.
See you in 90
What more
minutes.
do I need to do to get you out of my way?
Yeah.
I'm not sweating anymore because you've been taking up so much of my time.
Yeah.
You know those people?
Yeah, yeah.
No matter how much you try to avoid eye contact,
Yep.
they get in your face.
They're in there.
And you're like, oh, yes, I just got another set to go. Just, let me finish this off, and maybe we can talk after. And they just keep standing there talking.
Yep.
And you're just like, okay. Oh, I'm starting to get cold because the AC is drying up my sweat. Okay, you got to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Dude,
sure.
I got too much to do. And I
Yep.
got goals. And my point is supportive and all that jazz, but don't let anyone be a leech, and don't be a leech yourself.
Yeah.
You might not know it, but hey, man, if you're spending more time at the water fountain or checking your Instagram between sets,
Yep.
you got to get out of the way.
That's right.
Just sidestep.
Yep.
Get out of my way.
Beat it, nerd.
Go kick those rocks.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah, man.
Do you want to? We had a couple other questions. You want to tackle those?
Hit me.
All right.
Are these the tweets?
Yeah.
Tweety birds?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I know we had one. Military versus law enforcement snipers.
Yeah. Let's see here. It was on the Twitters at VR Sanchez.
VR Sanchez question was,
What do you think are the major differences between military snipers and police snipers?
right. Well, my immediate reaction, and I almost sent it to him,
Mhm.
was just one word: range.
Right.
Range as in distance.
Yep.
So law enforcement snipers, they use almost the same equipment, as far as the rifle goes. Same type of ammo usually. But like anything else, the further away you get, the larger your margin of error.
Right.
Right? So remember I mentioned, I don't know if you remember, but I mentioned in one of the podcasts, a 1 millimeter flinch at 0 is a meter at 1,000 meters.
Right.
Because there's 1,000 millimeters in a meter, right?
Yep.
So that's okay if you're an army sniper and you're shooting at a guy and beside him is another guy you want to kill anyway.
Right.
That's fine. Not a big deal. So if you hit that guy or you don't hit the guy you're shooting at or you hit the guy next to him, whatever, you hit one of the enemy.
Yep.
For police snipers, 99 times out of 100, there's one guy they want to shoot. He's surrounded by people you don't want to shoot.
Right.
And usually there's glass between you or a hostage or whatever. So you got to minimize that margin of error.
Right, yeah.
Do you remember... I still had feet, so we're talking about the mid-thousands, maybe the early thousands.
Okay.
There was that guy who took a woman hostage in front of the train station in Toronto. At the Toronto train station.
I don't remember it.
It was a big deal because it was ended by a cop sniper.
Right.
I believe he had a gun to a woman's head.
Okay.
And the sniper took the shot right between the eyes. And everyone says, "Oh, sniper, yeah." Guess what range he was at?
How far?
36 feet.
Okay.
Not meters.
Yeah.
Feet.
Wow.
Because at that range, your margin of error is like pretty much 0.
Yeah.
Now that means you better have your shit wired tight. And that dude, I met him. He's rock solid.
Right.
And for a cop in their career, pulling the trigger on someone, as a sniper, not a lot of them get that chance.
Right, yeah.
So to have the nerves to pull the trigger at that range when the guy's holding a woman with a gun to her head, might have been a knife. I can't remember exactly what it was, but
okay.
If you Google it, look for Toronto train station police sniper shoot or something like that.
Right.
Hostage shoot. So for military versus police, and 99 times of 100, I'm going to say it's range.
Right.
And and with range though comes all those other factors I talked about.
Yeah.
So you have backdrop. Backdrop means what's behind your target.
Yep.
So for me, again, if I'm shooting at a Taliban and I'm in the Panjwai Valley, 999 times out of 1,000, there's nothing in the background I can't hit.
Right.
So if my bullet misses and hits a house or ricochets and kills a goat or another Taliban or it's whatever.
Yep.
But at the Toronto,
they're going to be in an
train
urban
station
environment.
Might be other cops.
Yeah.
Might be first responders. Might be a window, which on the other side you don't know what's behind that window. An angle has a lot to do with that too. So if you're angled, but once the bullet enters the person, there's no guarantee where it's going to go. It might go in at one angle and come out at another.
Right.
And if it comes out,
yep.
And then it's going in a direction you don't know about.
Yep.
And then range too has a lot to do with penetration power.
Right.
Right. So if at 36 feet, obviously the bullet is still speeding up. It doesn't even reach full speed until it's at 150 meters or the 308.
Right.
Something like that.
Wow.
Ballistic geeks out there probably yelling at the radio.
They're going crazy.
It's 283 meters, you dummy.
What are you, stupid?
Some sniper. Look, I haven't done the game for 10 years, guys. Give me a
Yeah.
break. I don't remember everything when it comes to ballistics, but my point is range has a ton to do with that.
Yeah.
And so, why not use a pistol at 36 feet? Well, a pistol's barrel is 5 inches.
Yeah.
A sniper rifle's barrel is usually 24.
Right.
Maybe more, maybe less, whatever. But it's designed for accuracy, right?
Yep.
Why not use a carbine? Well, again, if you want to shoot and take a risk of 2 minutes of angle, which is an inch at every 100 meters, right? Remember we talked about this?
Yep.
So at 2 minutes of angle, that's 2 inches at 100. And for most combat rifles, that's good enough.
Right. Yeah.
If you aim at a guy in the chest, if you hit within 2 inches of that, that's fine.
You're on.
you don't want that mistake when you have to shoot over your hostage's left ear.
Right. Yeah.
to shoot into the guy's face.
There's not an extra 2 inches.
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's for shooting. When it comes to operating, though, like, again, snipers, police, or law, or police or military, they're the information gatherers.
Right.
Whenever there's movement on the target, it's usually the snipers that are going to report it.
Right.
Military or police, right? So, because they're going to be in the highest spots, or they're going to be in the best vantage, so they're going to see most of the movement, and they're going to be the ones that have priority on the radio because of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But also now, police snipers don't operate for more than a couple hours at a time.
Right.
Where I would go out for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Right. So it's all different. Like, to me, like, I always just like, but even in the military, like, so if you look at our special ops guys, they have their field unit, and then they have their like black unit. And these are like the guys who go in and rescue diplomats or the prime minister or whatever.
Okay. Yep.
Because we're such a small military, it's not like the States where they have like SEAL Team 6, which is the guys you send after Obama or Osama bin Laden, not
Right.
Obama.
Yeah.
The guys you send after Osama bin Laden, and then there's like SEAL Team 3, which is the guys that you use to like plow through a village, and just gunfight everybody.
Right.
When you have those special ops teams, they're very like task specific.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep. For sure.
So whereas me as an Army sniper, I could be one day walking in one direction and get a radio call. Oh, hey, totally new mission. Go that direction. Because I have like a target list and it's all Taliban.
Right.
Whereas they'll be like Sheikh, Mohammed, whatever.
Yeah.
Or whoever they're going after. The guys that were holding Captain Phillips in Somalia. Like.
Right.
Whatever they're up to.
Yep.
And so they will load up and they're ready for short, intense missions.
Right.
Whereas I have to go out, and in the role I had, you go out, if I see 10 Taliban, if I can shoot all 10, awesome. If I hit them from the top of their head to the bottom of their toes, I hit them.
Right.
It doesn't matter where I hit them.
Yep.
I don't have to retrieve the body. I don't have to prove ID, it's as, Taliban 1 to 10.
Yep.
Engaged.
Yep.
Eliminated.
Right. There you
Whereas
go.
they have to go and take pictures, take DNA samples now.
Right.
All that stuff, because they're very task specific. And that's same with law enforcement, right? So when they go in, like if you look at a SWAT team, they move like they're pretty heavy, right? They're heavily armored. The first guy usually going through the door is like a wall of Kevlar.
Yeah.
Because guess what usually happens to the first guy through the door?
He's getting shot.
He gets shot, right? No matter how, in the movies, they're always like super fast, like, Once you blow that door in, the guys on the other side of the door are spraying and praying.
Right. Yep.
So if you're the first one through the door, you better have a shield and you better be covered in like Kevlar, and your buddies are the ones coming behind you shooting over your shoulder. They're the ones that are usually going to get the bad guy.
Right.
But that's, they'll be carrying like 300, 400, 500 rounds. But that's like, if they're going to get in a gunfight, it's going to be a short, intense, like, it's like a sprint.
Right. Okay.
Most of us in the military, Army, we're more like mid-range marathon running.
Okay.
So we're out there. We got, a couple weeks worth of gear. We get resupplied, right? So we got to pace ourselves, right?
Yep.
So a lot of tactics. So you'll see like, so now I'm kind of getting away from the question, and I'm talking a little bit about gear and all that, because we fell for it too, right? When the war on terror started, we've been using equipment and tactics going back to World War II, Korea, Vietnam, peacekeeping. So like these, anyone who knows weapons will know 1-point slings.
Okay.
And these are a sling that might wrap around you like a loop, and then there's 1 point that touches your weapon. That's
right.
1-point sling. There's 3-point slings, there's 2-point slings, there's 1-point slings. And then there's slings that kind of go between both.
Right.
So 1-point slings are awesome if you're kicking indoors and killing hostage takers.
Right.
But you better not be patrolling for 25K with that sling.
Right.
It'll drive you bananas, and it'll like actually take up energy.
Right.
To try and control that weapon for 25K with a single point sling.
Right. Yep.
So same thing with your boots, same thing with your backpack, same thing with your armor, same thing with your ammo load. Like everything is geared towards what you're doing.
It's all going to make a
right?
difference.
So when you buy gear or when you're looking at gear, think about what you're actually going to be doing with it.
Right.
You know, like the SWAT, there's this company called SWAT that makes boots.
Right.
And a bunch of us bought them, or the Army bought them, and we took them to Afghanistan. They're designed mostly for law enforcement.
Right.
Really. SWAT, right?
Yeah.
SWAT operations and or, like hostage rescue and all that. That's, like I said, gear up,
Quick.
smash through the objective, gear down.
Yep.
Woo! Maybe half a day, tops. And most of that is sitting around waiting for the go.
Right.
If you're patrolling through the Panjwai Valley for a week or two at a time, you don't want to be wearing SWAT boots.
Right.
You want some hiking boots.
Yeah.
I was wearing Loa hiking boots, ones that I had traveled Europe with.
Yeah.
You
Right
know,
on.
Technically, not issue, but hey,
Right.
man, super comfy.
Yeah.
Able to wear them for days on end without any problems.
Yep.
And that's one of the things, like, we don't, like, same thing. So, we all fell for these chest rigs, right? Everybody wants a chest rig. Put all your
Okay.
gear up on the front of your body.
Yep.
And you know what? Even in snipers, we kind of fell for it. We ordered a bunch of this stuff, and we got it because field ops, for snipers, we were still operating a little bit in the 80s to a point where when I first got to snipers, we didn't even get a assault rifle.
Right.
Here's your pistol. Here's your sniper rifle. And I was like, what if I get in a gunfight?
Right.
And they're like, well, then you fucked up and you didn't do your job right. I'm like, yep. So what am I going to do? Pew, pew, pew with my 9mm against AK-47s?
Yeah, definitely.
And they're like, well, what do you want us to do about it? I'm like, how about you go ahead and give me one of those assault rifles over there?
Yeah.
Keep the pistol. Right? Like, I don't need a pistol.
That's right.
But for a long time, that was how people thought about snipers.
Yep.
And when they were like lone hunters out on the battlefields of Europe,
Right.
that was good enough.
Yep.
Right? So we kind of, the guys that I was with, and then also the Americans, because they had already been in, they went into Iraq soon thereafter, and their snipers started doing the same thing, semi-automatic sniper rifles.
Right.
Because most engagements were under 1,000 meters, and a semi-automatic sniper rifle, I'm a big fan of them. You can get most gas sniper rifles to be a minute to a quarter minute of accuracy.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Really good. And it's semi-automatic. So you can pull the trigger. So what guys would do is they would use that. They wouldn't carry an assault rifle. They'd carry a sniper rifle with a 20-round magazine.
Right.
And patrol that way. Because it's a bigger caliber and it's a bigger rifle, it's a little bit slower to engage the enemy with.
Yep.
But you don't need to carry two rifles.
Right. Yeah.
So, there's back and forth, what works better, what blah, blah, blah. It's all based on the mission. I get a lot of questions about gear and stuff. So what you really got to do is think about, so back to the chest rig thing. Guess what you can't do when you're wearing a chest rig full of bullets and pistols and grenades and all that?
Lay on your stomach.
Can't lay on your stomach.
Yeah.
Can't crawl. So now I'm taking my chest rig, flipping it over onto my back, and dragging it along.
Right.
Which is not ideal.
No.
The old Army 82 pattern webbing, which we all were like, this is bullshit. How come we got to use this stuff? One of the best things for stalking, for crawling on your stomach, because it was all flat on the front and all your pouches and that are on your side.
Right. That makes sense.
So a bunch of us went back to the old way of doing stuff. Some of us bought just one belt, had a couple of magazines for our assault rifle, a couple smoke grenades, water bottle, radio, all on a belt.
Yep.
But let us crawl, let us move, super maneuverable, not heavy.
Yep.
And, so you have to adapt to what you want to do. And now that I'm a civilian shooter, I'm like, yeah, I'll wear a chest rig. Sure.
Right.
A couple of magazines. It's civilian shooting. I'm not out there sneaking and peeking anymore, right? It doesn't matter to me.
For sure.
So I get asked these questions a lot. And, again, it's what do you want to do? Mm-hmm. I got asked about the sniper rifle versus the scope. Your scope, in my opinion, anything less than 4 to a 25 power, so variable, like you can go from 4 power to 25 power.
Right.
Anything less than that on anything bigger than a 308 is a waste.
Right.
Like if you have a 4 to 16 and you have a 338 Magnum, like what are you doing?
Right.
Why are you wasting your time? When you budget for a good rifle, budget the same amount you're going to spend on the gun for your glass.
So we can perform.
Minimum as much as the gun.
Yeah.
Usually your scope will cost you actually probably a little bit more in your gun for a good scope.
Right.
And then same thing with your ammo. Don't buy shit ammo. Don't buy cheap ammo. Why would you? It's like buying a Porsche and putting regular unleaded gas in it.
Yeah.
No, man. That thing takes unlimited Supreme.
Yep.
Because it's a race car, basically. You know?
Right on.
Don't waste your time. So, yeah. So, anyway, going back to law enforcement versus military snipers, it's like, it's funny. I just thought of this analogy. I was talking to someone about that dog I want to get.
Right.
From Baden Canine.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, what do you want it for? Like home protection? Do you want it for family pet? Do you want it to be, and it's like, yeah, you know what? I have my companion dog. That's my black lab, Charlie.
Yep.
He's my buddy. He's my little fluffy pal.
Yep.
But I need a security dog. So
Right.
it's like your dog. Like, what are you using it for?
Yeah.
So it's they're both dogs,
Yep.
but it's one
different purpose.
different purposes and different missions, right?
Right on.
So yeah, so when the easiest answer to that question, the difference between military and law enforcement is range
Right on.
for snipers.
I dig it. Cool, man.
That took a long time.
Ooh-wee.
Get me going on something I know about.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
would just want to shut up.
There you go. Good.
Any other questions?
We had another one here. What is it? Oh yeah. Justin wanted to know about your favorite workout songs.
Oh, well, Justin, how long have we been recording?
When you're getting in that zone.
How long have we been recording?
An hour and 6 minutes.
Guys, this will be the wrap up here, or the last question anyway.
So when you're getting into that zone at the gym, what do you got?
Actually, on my iPhone, which I think I'm going to go back to a flip phone. I know I've talked about this.
Say what?
The one thing that stops me is Google Maps for my GPS.
Of course.
And
Amazing.
my iPod in my phone
Yes.
at all times.
Yeah.
Especially now that I subscribe to Apple Music.
Okay, yeah.
I have a Jody 3.0 playlist.
Tell me about it.
There are a lot of songs on there. We have everything from dubstep
Okay.
to
Getting funky.
reggae to heavy metal to 80s, a lot of 80s hip hop.
Yes.
So like Sabotage by Beastie Boy, Time's Up by the OC, The Creator by Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
Yeah.
I got Fuck Love by Iggy Azalea.
Okay.
Keep It 100 by Keys and Crates. X Gon' Give It To You by DMX.
Yeah, he will.
One that I really like is that song Panda by Designer.
Okay.
Or Designer.
I don't know it.
Bomb Bomb by Sister Nancy. Everybody remember that from their
Okay.
90s reggae club days.
Right on.
Let's see. Ice Cream by Raekwon.
Right.
The
yes.
Chef.
Yes, of course.
What else do I got? Just a little bit. 50 Cent.
Yeah, sure. Classic jams.
Started from the Bottom by Drake.
Okay.
Oh, you remember that movie with Keanu Reeves? Is it Wink? John Wink?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like I know the one you're talking about. Is it John Wink? Is it John
Wick. John Wick.
Yes, Wick.
And they're making another one.
Right.
So in that movie,
Yeah.
there's a scene, and this is what I do at movies, right? I'll be watching, I'll look at stuff like what the guy is wearing behind Robert Downey Jr. I'm listening to the music. I'm like, hey, what's on that shelf over there? And
Right.
And I've ordered T-shirts. I've ordered swag. Like coffee mugs. I've ordered all kinds of stuff off the internet because of what I see in movie trailers or whatever.
Yeah.
So in that movie, if you've never watched it, you got to see John Wick. It's one of the best gunfighting movies out there since Die Hard.
Right on.
And in that movie, when he kills my buddy Tate Fletcher in one scene, they're fighting through a nightclub.
Right.
And when it starts, this song, which I got off the soundtrack, comes on. It's called "Shots Fired."
Okay.
Right? Because it's a big gunfight. So. to me, I'm like,
That'll get things going.
it just gets the fluids pumping because
Yep.
I relate it to the gunfight scene.
Right.
So as I'm lifting weights, that's what I'm thinking about is gunfighting, which, you know, it kind of suck if you get hit, but
Of course.
the rest of the time it's pretty thrilling.
Yeah. No doubt.
So that song, it kind of is weird in the playlist, but
Right. Yeah.
let's see what I got. Annie Up by M.O.P.
Yes.
Back Then by Mike Jones, one of his first hits. I think his
Right.
only hit before he disappeared.
Yeah. Probably.
I got The Baddest Man Alive by the Black Keys and RZA.
Okay.
Actually, I should put more Black Keys on here because they are awesome. I almost like every song by the Black Keys.
I haven't heard a lot, but what I have heard, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They got stuff going back, way back that you hear it, and you know it's them because they're almost unmistakable.
Right.
Oh, this is a good one. I'll play this.
Right. Yes.
So ask yourself, what you want, son? You want to lift this or do you want to put it down? Oh, of course, I got turned down for what? Lil Jon.
Yep. Yeah.
I got a song called... Okay, so that song I just played was called What You Want.
Yeah.
I got a song called What Ya Want by
Yes.
Nine,
Okay.
the rapper Nine.
Yes.
From
Yes.
the 90s.
Of course.
I think I'm allowed like 30 seconds of a song or something.
I think it's 15 seconds. I think it's
what is
15.
it? Was it? Is that it?
I think it's 15. Yeah.
We might get pulled.
Nah, we're good.
I think so. Anyway, that one's awesome. If you look it up, so the first one is Whatcha, WATCHU Want.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when that one came out. And then there's Whatcha, WHUTCHA Want. And that video, if you go on YouTube and watch it, it's like awesome. It's like the typical 90s ghetto, like
Yes.
like just awesome. It's like
Right
black
on.
dudes rolling in Jeeps through New York, like being
Perfect.
wicked.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I love 90s hip hop
It's the
videos.
best.
Yeah,
The
they're
best.
they're like equal to like 80s hair band videos.
Right. Yeah.
And awesomeness.
That's true.
Yeah. Because after that, hip hop videos kind of go to like the Puff Daddy era, where it's all like, remember like spacesuit like like running gear, like running suits, like Adidas gear, but it's like tinfoil.
Yes.
And like all flashy lights and polished cars and girls with fat butts and it's
Look
like,
at my 5 watches.
it's like I don't get it. Like
yeah.
I get what the song is about, but what does all this in the background have to do with it?
For
I
sure.
don't get it. Go back to where you guys drove grimy Jeeps and beat up old hoopties and like rolled around in the hood. Like that's where I want to see my hip hop.
Of course.
But I get it because hip hop had evolved to the point where we're here, we made it, right?
Yeah.
So like let's get flashy and start showing off our cash.
There you go.
But you know who never? No, that's not true either because even he did. Busta Rhymes, which is one of my favorite rappers before he got crazy on steroids and drugs or whatever he did.
Yeah, it got weird.
Hey man, LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Hey, look, they're rappers. They don't fight people. That's cool. They want to do steroids. I'm happy. But his game seemed to fall off on the music side the bigger his muscles got.
Right.
I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's just a coincidence.
Right.
And I'm not the biggest, most qualified critic of hip hop.
Sure.
Being a 39-year-old white boy.
Yeah, well.
But from the suburbs.
For sure.
But I was an avid listener of Busta Rhymes.
Yeah.
But anyway, his videos tried to stay real.
Right.
And then I think he just finally gave in and was like,
"Ah,
screw it, let's just
forget
make
it.
money.
Forget it. I got tons of stuff.
I get it, man. Hey, I'll probably be, if I was in that life, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
Like, trust me.
Yeah.
Like, Justin Bieber peeing in mop buckets.
Right.
The least of my problems if I was 19 with $100 million.
Yeah, for sure.
I got Hot in Here by Nelly because
Okay.
it's just fun to work out to that.
Throwback jams.
Slam to Onyx.
Amazing. Yes. That gets the people going.
How crazy was that when that came out?
Amazing. Oh, so good.
It was like the black version of Jump Around.
Right.
Right? Remember
Right.
Jump Around by
Yes. Crisscross?
No.
Oh no, wait. House of Pain.
House of Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
That's
like
what you're
it was
talking
like
about.
the black version of
Yeah.
the House of Pain Jump Around, which
I was thinking of
actually
Jump.
now that I just thought of that, I'm gonna be adding Jump Around to this list because
Yeah,
it ain't
you
on
will.
here. And then I got So What Ya Want by the Beastie Boys.
Yes.
So it's 3 songs with What You Want.
Of course.
So I guess I'm reminding myself, what do you want?
Yeah. Keep it in mind.
Eminem, Rap God, Motley Crue, Kickstart. I'm getting goosebumps. I want to go lift some
Yeah,
weights.
you are. Let's do it right now.
Or get in a gunfight.
Or
Or
that.
ride my motorcycle way too fast. Or take my Jeep off a jump.
Why
This
not?
song makes you want to do stupid shit.
Yes. Why not? Why not do everything? Why not do it all?
Whew. Okay, sorry.
Focus.
Oh, and I added this the other day because I think it was, or I added this yesterday. Oh, I got a song called Whoa by Black Rob. Remember Black
Whoa.
Rob,
Yeah.
the rapper?
Yeah. Like whoa. Yes.
Put y'all up on something, man.
For a while, me and my buddy Paul, every time we'd see somebody like, that shit is whoa.
Yes. Of course.
Oh.
Too good.
Anyway, I found this. I heard this on Ray Donovan on, I think it's a Showtime show.
Okay. Yep. It just feels good.
Heavy
It
D
just
and the
feels
boys.
good.
Now that we found love.
Of course. It just. Feels
I don't know,
good.
man. That's the last song on the playlist. So
Yeah.
like if that's playing, I'm going down the stairs, right?
Yeah,
I'm done
heading
my
out.
workout. I'm going to get my shake.
Feeling
you know, I'm
good.
feeling good. I'm all ready.
Yep.
Go see my day, because 100% music affects your mood.
Yeah.
Because I know this is gonna sound weird.
Like you just took me on a roller coaster of emotions going through that playlist.
Did you really? Right?
No, for real. Yeah.
But all of it makes you wanna be good,
Yeah.
lift weights, think positive.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a song on here, whether or not like you're in a and there's a reason why they're not all 90s in your face hip hop.
Right.
Because I don't want to be aggressive when I'm in the gym. Like I want to be aggressive, but not like I don't want to be like DMX, like
Yeah. You're
being mean to people.
You're
Because
barking at people.
well, I want to be nice to people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then
of
you
course.
share the gym space with people. So if you're just sitting there like bobbing your head, like screaming like rap lyrics and talk, like people are gonna just be like, oh, stay away from that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
But and then there's lots of great music from the electronica. I'm a big fan of club music.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of dubstep. Big fan of house music.
Yep.
Because I grew up on a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
Same.
Yep.
I don't have one particular genre. Like that's not true. If I have 51% of anything,
Yeah.
for sure, it's like 90s gangster rap.
Yeah.
Like Wu-Tang.
Yep.
And does Beastie Boys count? I don't know, but they're from that 80s into the 90s, It's
Yes.
not gangster, but it's still street, it's pretty gritty.
Yeah.
DMX, Onyx,
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes. I was going to say LL Cool J, but he stopped being gangster rap. Never. But he
Yeah.
did have Mama Said Knock You Out, which
Yeah, he
you
did.
cannot deny.
You won't
Cypress
deny it.
Hill.
Yes.
But then there's the East Coast versus the West Coast. Hey, man,
course.
I'm from Toronto.
Yeah.
I ain't got no coast. And
That's
I'm
right.
white. I can
That's
listen to anybody I want.
You can do anything.
And then you got Eminem in there. And I know because he came out in the late 90s, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, if mostly 90s hip hop.
Yeah.
Early thousands.
I like it.
But, love me some, like I said, Motley Crue.
Sure.
Love me some Guns N' Roses. They were like
Yes.
my favorite band for a good solid year.
Yeah.
When they came out with what was their double album?
Use Your Illusion and Use Your Illusion 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
That is like my favorite band for a solid year.
Yeah.
So that's why I have a mixture. So when I hear it, I just throw it on the list.
Yeah.
And I take songs off. I'll be like lifting weights and I'll be like, this song is like just taking away my scoliosis,
Yeah.
as C.T. Fletcher would say.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, delete,
Done.
gone.
Done with that.
Because sometimes you'll like hear a part of a song and you'll be like, oh, that would be amazing to work out to.
Right.
And then when you actually hear the song from beginning
You're like, oh,
to end, you're
that's
like,
getting me low, actually.
Yeah,
It's not-
you
it's not
got
working.
you got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like I have another playlist, and I don't need to get into it. I got one that's Keep It 100
Yeah.
because that saying like Keep It 100.
Of course.
Of course, Keys and Crates is on there. The song Keep It 100.
Yeah.
But Keep It 100 is also on the Jody 3.0 playlist.
Right. Yeah. It can.
And
Play
you ever
on
heard
both
this
sides.
song? You ever heard this song? By Keys and Crates as well. They're Canadian, by the way. That's one of the reasons why I got interested in them.
No, I've never heard that.
Hang on.
Neat. No, I've never.
This
heard
song's called Dum Dee Dum.
it. Okay. Yeah.
And I saw it on, I think it was on their, what's the channel on YouTube that's for music?
Oh, I don't know. What it's called.
People are screaming at the radio right now.
Yeah.
Like, they have a channel. It's not Vimeo. Vimeo is another app.
Right.
But there's a channel within YouTube that's just for music, and it's verified. It's like the official page for Justin Bieber,
Right, okay.
Or Busta Rhymes, or
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was watching that, and I had it on like the electronic, house, dubstep, whatever.
Yep.
And this song came on, and it's like they're listening to that song, but they're in Amish country
Okay.
down near Kitchener,
Right.
and I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. And of course, they had some actresses pretending to be like Amish girls that are going to rebel now because they've heard like
Right.
this
Yeah.
music that set their mind free.
That's right.
Because
that happened.
But it's such a funny video, and then the song is just that's all they say through the whole thing is "dum dee dum."
Right. It pulls you in.
I guess it's so simple. Your brain goes, I don't mind.
Yeah. I accept your message.
So I whenever I hear a song that's just kind of like grooving like that, I'll throw it on Keep It 100. But I do have my bad days.
Right.
And sometimes, I think it's, and I've said this before, emotion should not be ignored.
Right.
Right? What we call it? We called it the waste, right? Like if you don't
Right.
go poop,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
It starts to build up in there, right?
Builds up, yeah.
So we got to go poop sometimes out of the brain.
That's right.
You got to get rid of all the bad, get rid of the waste. And, so I have a playlist called Dark Times.
Okay.
And that's a song, that guy, The Weeknd? I
Yes.
can't feel my face when I'm with you, which is actually an amazing song that should be on my workout
Right.
list. I believe it's a song about doing cocaine,
I think so.
which Tom Cruise decided to lip sync to.
Say what?
I guess they allow cocaine in Scientology
I don't know.
or encourage it.
Maybe they do.
Because they
Maybe
do think they're going to fly away on spaceships.
They do
Why
like
not
to
be
party.
high on? Maybe that's why they're all high on coke.
Yeah.
So they think they're flying away on spaceships.
They do like to party.
They do. We just sit around and do coke till L. Ron Hubbard comes back from the grave.
There you go. That makes sense.
Anyway, he has a song called "Dark Times" that's pretty good. Like
Right.
I won't play it, but I have songs on there for when I'm in a bit of a mood.
Yeah.
And usually within 2 or 3 songs, I'll bring myself out of it.
Right. Yep.
But man, like when I'm like feeling emotion towards something or I'm trying to process, it actually helps me to put
Right
on
on.
that kind of music. The Black Keys has a good bunch of good songs for that. You ever heard the song "Sail"? It's been used in a ton of here. I'll play a little bit of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I recognize it. Yep. For sure.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think the first time I heard it was I was watching a Red Bull video.
Okay.
Red Bull has their own videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like a super slow-mo, like a guy was on a dirt bike fishtailing through dirt and like throwing that big tail of
Okay.
like dirt in the air.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, but so slow motion. You saw each like spoke inside the tire as it's spinning.
Right.
And that song was playing, and I was just like mesmerized. I was like, what's gonna happen next?
yeah. Go
No
on.
matter what, shit looks awesome in slow motion.
Yeah, it
like
does.
slow. Like do you know there's a feature on your iPhone for slow motion video?
Yeah, I just saw that like 3 days ago or something. I had never seen it
Right.
before.
So I took a video of we were at. Oh, so hey, I know I said we were wrapping it up. Strap in.
Yeah.
So we were at my daughter's Ayla 7.
Yeah.
It was her talent show at her school last week.
Yes.
Before my leg decided to fall off. And so we're watching, and there's like 2 girls get up and do a gymnastics routine. There's
Yeah.
some boys who got up and did like some hip hop dance. Pretty cool. Some girl did like the piano, like Chopin or whatever. It's pretty amazing when you consider that these are 6 and 7-year-olds.
Yeah, for sure.
So then I'm like, when's Ayla going up? And then and Alana's like, I think she's, whatever. So Ayla gets up there. And my daughters take a lot of dance, ballet, tap, Irish, and Highland dancing.
Yep.
And they do jiu-jitsu. And they do gymnastics. And all those go together, especially for girls. So she gets up there. I didn't realize she's all by herself.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess she would be, right? She didn't have a... And I've been to her dance recital.
Yep.
At her dance school. And I know what the routine was to her Irish dance. And she gets up there and a song starts playing that I haven't seen her dance to.
Yep.
And she's doing a routine I've never seen before. And I'm like, where did this come from? And Alana's like, she made it up herself.
Right.
I helped her a little bit.
Just threw it together.
She threw it together from different sequences that she's done.
Yeah.
All by herself in front of her whole school, plus parents, plus teachers, like it was nothing.
She nailed it.
Yeah, like the look on her face was like, "What? I did this before breakfast."
Yeah, no big deal.
Like, hey, what's up? I'm just gonna finish this off and go have a sandwich.
Yeah. Yep.
And anyway, maybe I'm being too much #proud daddy,
Right.
But I was just blown away by her confidence. And at 7, well. Maybe at 7 I might have been. I don't know. It wasn't until I moved to Brampton and my teachers weren't nice to me that I lost a lot of confidence as a kid. But anyway, at 7, I'm almost positive you wouldn't have caught me doing that.
Right, yeah. Oh, no. Me?
And
no.
For her to get up in front of everybody alone, so it's not like she's in a class.
Yeah.
It's her all by herself in the middle of the stage wearing a green Irish dress doing her dance.
Yeah.
And she finishes. She comes over, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, like, you're amazing. And where did that come from? She's like, Daddy, I made a couple mistakes.
Right.
And I'm like, what? She's like, I made like 3 mistakes. And I said to her, like, hey, you know how someone makes something look easy? She goes, yeah. And I go, they often make mistakes, but you can't tell.
Yeah.
You're so good. You say you made 3 mistakes. I couldn't tell you what they are.
There was no
Nobody else in this room could tell you what your mistakes are. The only person who knows your mistakes are you and maybe your mom.
Right. Yeah.
That's how good you are.
Yeah.
You're so good that even your mistakes look awesome.
Right. Yep.
In Irish dance. Don't get crazy. Like you're not that good yet.
This is not a free pass.
This is not a free pass to go making mistakes. But my point was to her, like, it's good. Criticize yourself. Take the criticism. Like, I'm not a dance expert, but her mom was like, yeah, maybe you could have done this a little bit better.
Right.
So, like, she's 7, taking constructive criticism already, self-evaluating to the point where she knows she messed up.
Right.
And isn't just looking for praise. Like, she didn't say, oh, because I did that, can I have a cookie?
Right.
Because
yeah.
I did good. Or she got really good report cards. She didn't say, well, give me money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like today, I guess kids get rewarded for going poop and pee and not making a mess.
There's plenty of that.
It's kind of what you're supposed to do. Hey, I washed my hands. Can I have a candy? Well, no.
Right.
You're not going to spread typhoid. So awesome.
Yeah. That's the
Congrats.
gift. That's the gift.
That's the gift is you're not going to die.
Yeah.
So why did I go off on that rant? Oh, slow motion video.
Yes.
While her sister's up on stage doing this, her little sister is in the background, right in front of me, dancing. Oh, where'd it go? And I just realized we're an audio podcast.
Yeah,
so,
we're 100% audio.
But I videotaped her sister dancing a little bit, and I put this song to it.
Okay.
You know what? I tried.
I like that funk.
Oh, sorry. That's Wu-Tang Cream,
Yeah.
done by... Oh, man, I forget the name of the band right now, but it's on the Chef soundtrack.
Okay,
Remember
cool.
movie Chef? You seen it? About the,
Oh,
about the
yeah.
food truck?
That's a good movie.
That's a dope soundtrack,
Yeah.
man. If you... Any soundtrack, it's like got a little bit too much Latin in it for me, but
Okay.
that's one of those like trumpet bands or whatever.
Right.
One of those like jazz bands, but they do covers of hip hop songs.
Very cool.
And so her, here, just so the listeners can get a little bit of reaction from somebody else besides the daddy.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Okay, checking it out. Oh, that's neat. That's cool.
Everything's better in slow motion.
The slow motion is amazing.
My 4-year-old
actually.
daughter just like cutting up the rug
Yeah.
with that song over top of it.
It's
Which
super
you can
good.
do in iMovies, by the way.
Yeah.
You can layer anything. Like, I don't want to get taken off the air, but how do I stop the song? Her spinning with her ponytail, like flapping.
Yeah.
It's like the coolest thing you've ever seen. I want my whole life to be in slow motion.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm slowing everything down.
And I want a soundtrack.
Yes.
Like, so you know what? That's what I would call Jody. I might change the name of the Jody 3.0 soundtrack.
Right.
Playlist to my life soundtrack.
Right.
The soundtrack of life.
Yeah.
Because I find myself driving around now just putting it on.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's like songs that I've always loved or songs that I hear. Like, I don't care if it's old or new.
Yep.
I'll put it on.
Yeah.
Like Drake is brand new and it doesn't matter he's from Toronto. I think he's a good rapper.
Right.
I like his stuff. But this all started because someone asked me about the 10 best workout songs.
So we gave you the 110 best.
So who was that from?
That was let's see, Justin Sabrin.
Justin, hey dog. Hey, if it makes you want to work out, it's a good workout song.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Chopin or Beethoven or Pokeroo, Sesame Street, Remember that song? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's right. That was the
If that
jam.
makes you want to lift weights and scream like a
Then
savage,
put it in your ears.
put that stuff on your iPod and just start lifting.
Yeah.
Or running or whatever it is that you want to do.
For sure.
But yeah, like what I do is I hear a song. If I think it's groovy, I'll Shazam it if I don't know the name or if I can't find it.
Yeah.
And I spend Alana's watching the movie. I'm like Googling songs.
Right.
Or I'm like searching for T-shirts.
Yeah.
Remember that? The T-shirt I have? It's Bruce Lee on the turntables.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wear it to the gym sometimes.
Yeah.
I saw that T-shirt in the Avengers trailer.
Right.
For Ultron.
Okay.
Like I saw it. I ordered it. Right after I saw it, I'm like, is that Bruce Lee at the turntables?
I gotta find that.
I got to get me that T-shirt,
Yeah,
and I
of course.
Googled it. I'm like, Bruce Lee turntables, Google, and
Yeah.
like it popped up, found it, ordered.
Done.
Yeah,
I'll take 10.
yeah. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
like because it's a dope thing. So that's what I do. I listen to music and I look at like things in the background in movie trailers or
Right
in
on.
movies or in shows. Yeah, man. Like I was saying, music to me is whatever you like. I put a thing up on, I don't know, my Facebook or my Facebook page. I'm trying to do them all consistently now to a point.
Right.
Each one is a slightly different flavor, but basically I said, and I got it from a meme from somewhere else, and it said, make some coffee, put on some gangster rap, handle your shit.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I put that up.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of people say like, I agree with everything except the gangster rap, maybe
Right.
some country music. And I'm like, whatever, man.
Okay.
Insert music here,
Yeah. Yeah.
dummy. Like, I'm not trying to be mean to people, but come on. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. You don't like hip hop. That's
Yeah.
fine. Or gangster rap. I do. Does it really matter? Whatever your music of choice is, put it on and handle your shit.
Yeah. If it feels good, it's right.
I guess.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I got to be honest. I'm not really. I can't like. I don't want to say I can't, but I'm not like into country music.
Yeah. I know it's not. I've never really dug it either.
And it's not because I don't want to. Like I do like that song "Red Solo Cup."
Okay.
I
don't
like that
know it.
song because it's funny.
Okay.
And I feel like there was another song recently that I liked. And I found out, though, after, I didn't think it was country. I thought it was more like bluesy rock or something.
Okay.
And somebody's like, oh, no, that's a country song. That's this type of country.
Right.
But you know which country I do like?
Tell me.
The old country, the old cowboy country.
Right. Okay.
Like Willie Nelson,
right.
Johnny Cash.
Sure. Yeah. Johnny Cash.
Kenny
sure.
Rogers.
Yes.
I'll listen to that kind of country.
Right. Yeah.
That's my jam.
If I were to get into some country, it would be more like that.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the pop country type whatnot that's going on now. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, every
jam with
genre has its pop. You know, even
version.
Christian rock has pop. Like, did you know there's Muslim rap?
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Christian rap, Muslim rock, Muslim punk, Christian punk, whatever. Everyone has their pop, right?
Right.
You
Yep.
remember Green Day?
Yeah.
Real punk rockers don't listen to Green Day. It's like, come on, man. They wrote an album everybody liked to listen to.
Yeah.
Even
for
moms
sure.
are like bebopping to
Dookie.
Dookie in the kitchen while they're doing dishes, right?
That's
like,
right. That's right.
You know, in the 90s,
Yeah.
everybody liked Green Day.
Yeah.
And then, you know, some parents, oh my God, it's about smoking weed. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's, hey, if you make a lot of money, you're a sellout.
Right. Yeah.
Call me a sellout, I guess. 'Cause
Right.
if I can make a lot of money, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you're looking after yourself and not, you know, doing anything immoral. How is that selling out? That's
Yeah.
what that word sellout is so weird to me.
It is weird.
Because, like, so by doing a podcast, are we selling out?
Whoa.
What if our podcast, like, who knows, right? Let's say the Jody Mitic podcast gets 1 million listeners every week.
Yep.
And we start making money, and we can afford better equipment, and we can bring in better guests, and we can have a studio or
Yeah.
like, you know, just like an office somewhere. Are we suddenly podcast sellouts?
Probably.
Are sellouts? Are podcasts supposed to be like in your basement,
Like
with your
grimy.
iPhone MP3 recorder,
Super
scratchy,
grimy.
like scratchy microphones? Like, this is the Mitic podcast coming to you from.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Is
That's
that?
right.
Is that the way it's supposed to be?
I guess you'd be more official like that.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never understood, like, you know, Dane Cook.
Yeah.
I think he's an amazing comedian.
Yeah, he's
I have
hilarious.
comedian buddies hate him, and I get it. If you don't like his comedy, you don't like his comedy. There's people that hate Russell Peters.
Right. Yeah.
Russell Peters, when Russell Peters was funny, was hilarious.
Yep.
He's just not funny anymore. That's all.
Right.
Howie Mandel, when he was funny, he was hilarious, and then he went
Yeah.
crazy. But the point is, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But why is he a sellout?
Yeah.
Because
It's weird.
because he sells 60,000 tickets and you sell 100.
Right. Like, and
He figured out a way to connect with everybody, so he's an idiot.
and wasn't that always the goal? Like, like.
Yeah,
they're
well, like,
doing
that's
it
the-
with
that's
the
the
goal
weird
of
thing.
getting popular. Like,
Steve Martin-
selling their stuff.
Steve Martin and Richard Pryor are held up as some of the greatest comedians of ever.
Right.
One, you know, Steve Martin was selling football stadiums
Right.
before people thought to sell out football stadiums.
Right. Okay.
Richard Pryor could, if you want, he could have had a 1 million seat theater. 1 million people would have shown up.
Right.
Because Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
Does that make him a sellout?
Yeah. So weird.
Because he sells more tickets?
No, that makes
Or
sense.
is it because he's figured out a way to communicate with everybody that they enjoy
Yeah.
and they want to listen to?
That's awesome.
You know, I don't know, man. Like, to me, it's I get weirded out when people get mad at success. I can see a little bit of jealousy. I can understand a little bit of like, oh man, that should be me.
Right.
So I'm going to work harder and I'm going to get up there and I want a slice of that pie.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Somebody who's willing to pay money to see Dane Cook will probably pay money to see you if you're good
Right. Sure.
or if they connect with your comedy.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that you can't, like, it doesn't mean because he's selling a ticket, you can't,
Yeah.
right? It's not a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
Like, some people, man, how did we get on this? I wanted to go to bed. Some people, maybe the espresso finally kicked in.
Yeah, I think so.
And then the second dose of Nutrimine.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I just find a lot of people out there have this zero-sum mentality.
Right.
So if Luke Rowan is winning, Jody Mitic is losing.
Right. Yep.
Well, how? Why? Is there a limited amount of resources here?
We
that
can both
I don't
win.
know about.
We
Is
can
there a
both
limited
win.
number of like brain cells in everybody's head that if you take up 10, I can't get any?
That's right.
So how the heck did I get on this?
It was, I don't even know.
Well, whatever.
Things got weird.
as I said to my daughter a few weeks ago, everybody, this is the Jody Mitic podcast. It is now tomorrow, and we are going to shut her down here at Greco Orleans with our Firehouse coffee and our Nutrimind. As I said to my daughter, you know what? In the world, there's bad guys, and we need good guys to fight them. So we're always going to be on the side of the good. We're the good guys. The Jody Mitic podcast signing off.